Hi, I'm Cameron Yates with Yates Contracting, and on this episode of Remodeling America, I'm just going to go a little bit more in depth on one of the corner finishing tools that we like to use when we're finishing drywall. So, hope you enjoy. So here is what we use to do a lot of our inside corner finishing. So as soon as we have our inside corner in place and it's been mudded in place and it's dried, we're going to put our next coat of mud on top of that. And we actually go ahead and go straight to a 4-inch finish. So some people will just hand finish it and they're really good at it and really fast, but this keeps us up a little bit faster than normally hand finishing it and gives us a little bit of a better product, so a little bit of a better finished product, so that's what we like to use. We've already thinned our mud down, so when you get your bucket mud, which is what this is, it's a pre-mixed bucket mud. This one's actually the ProForm light blue, so it's just a lighter, when you're carrying it around all day, it's nice to be really light. So we use this one a lot. It works out just well for us, just fine for us. So we've already thinned it down. We've done about close to 40 ounces of water in this bale, and it gives us just thin enough to work for us. So we have our tape in place. And we use, now what we've been using is we use this compound tube applicator. This is a 42-inch, it's by CanAm, and the premise behind it is you mix your mud thin enough so that it actually works. You put the tip of this inside and you pull all the mud into the applicator. So I'll kind of show you that. So basically what happens is you usually tip the head right in and you just start pulling up. And you pretty much get as full as you kind of need to. What I'll usually do is I'll kind of tap. I try to get the air bubble out before I start. And a little bit's coming out, but usually what happens is there's a little bit of air that gets trapped in there, and sometimes that'll surprise you. But you then just clip on the head from there, and what happens is when you push, mud will come out through this hole and spread out to the sides, and it gives you a nice even finish. So what we'll do is I'll start right around here. You kind of push it into the corner, not enough to where you're going to damage anything, but you're going to push it in the corner and then start pushing your mud with your other hand until you kind of start seeing the mud come out. And then you just start dragging it down. See, that's that air bubble I was talking about. And then you come up from the bottom. You see it's a little bit thick up top, so I'm going to come back up top and get it all the way to the outside edges. So this top is already finished. So, and that gives us pretty much about where it needs to be. And on the edges, sometimes you get a lot picked up, especially on your first run with this. You get a lot on your edges, so it's important to make sure you have mud knife with you, something you can just take off the excess and put it back in whatever you're using. And what will happen is on the inside corners of the top, so if you're doing the 2 inside corners, what will happen is you'll get kind of a little bit of a mess up at the top. So you try to finish it as much as you can with this. And then what will happen is you'll have to come in, usually with your 6-inch knife, and kind of just clean up your inside edges. Definitely your inside edges at the bottom, even the middle. You'll just have some areas where you might need to hit it. So I like to come with just one pass right down all the way through the end. And you get a nice even 4 inches on either side. You don't have to do one side and then the other side. With this bucket mud, it doesn't dry very quickly. It takes a little while to dry. So you can go around and do a whole room's corners, all the inside corners, and then you can come back and touch up all of the exact corners that you usually have 4 or 6 of them, so that you can kind of even them out so that they don't dry kind of a little wonky. So this is just a little bit of a faster way that we like to do it. Let me see if I can just show you on this side here too. Get some of my tools out of the way. So it's not that much. Kind of shows you how much you have left in there. a nice even stretch all the way across. We like it a lot. I mean, you have to fill it up relatively quickly, and sometimes you'll have, this will obviously get always full of mud, and sometimes you'll get drops and drips. It's always important just to keep, 4-inch or 6-inch knife just in your back pocket, just to kind of finish up anything that might have any problems with it. But for us, it goes a lot faster than just doing the inside corner with any kind of hand tools or applying. Even a lot of people will sometimes use corner tool as a hand tool. So this one right here, which works just fine. I mean, I think it works fine, no problem. We're able to skip one step, so the application of the mud to the corner is a step we get to have to finish. We get to skip pretty much. It uses a little bit of muscle. You've got to definitely push it out. You want to make sure it's thin enough that it'll go through relatively easily, but you definitely have to put a little bit of force in it. So when you're done and you need to fill it up again, you basically just clip off this front head. You just roll it over, you put it back in, and you pull it back up again, and you just kind of keep going. Whenever you go to clean it, what we found out the best way to do is keep it all the way depressed all the way out, clean off the nozzle, and we'll just put it in a bucket of water, pull up the water, push out the water until you basically have clean water that comes out of it. And then you can just, all of the parts on these corners, they're all stainless steel, so you can just rinse it off with a hose outside, get every bit of mud off of it when you're done with it, and then you just let it dry and you're good to go. It's also important to keep them kind of oiled a little bit. So what we use is a silicone lubricant, and it doesn't mess with, doesn't deteriorate rubber. It's a little bit better than just standard WD-40, and it keeps all the parts kind of lubricated, and it's also wet resistant. So the water gets in the little cracks and starts rusting anything. So it's important to kind of spray them down from time to time. When you're done cleaning them, is a good time so that water doesn't just stay on them and start rusting it. But that's kind of how we do inside corners, and it's a little bit of look into the CanAm products that we just started using. So if you like the video, please do subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and let you know when we get new ones. Again, I'm Cameron Yates with Yates Contracting. This is Remodeling America.